Ian, it's a victory. It's momentum continued and through to the next round. Tell us about the 90 minutes from your seat.
Yeah, really happy to get through. It's a tricky game against a good Montrose side. Always give us a tough test, give everybody a tough test because they're a good unit, well managed by Stuart and his backroom staff as well. So we knew it was going to be difficult. We're really glad to be at home because it gives us a little bit of an advantage. I felt first half we were really, really good. Maybe not clinical enough in front of goal, but I think that was partly down to really good goalkeeping as well by the young goalkeeper, done really well. And but I felt after 15-20 minutes we got our movement going. We just started to be in cohesion a little bit better than we were the first 10-15. Dominated the ball, dominated the first half, and deservedly went in 1-0 up. Second half we knew they were going to be a different animal. They came at us a little bit, got themselves fired up and pressed us a bit higher, a bit more aggressive, and we scored a goal out of nothing to make it 2-0, which really settled us down and maybe knocked the stuffing out of Montrose a little bit. We get the third one, which kind of killed the game, but fair play to Montrose, they plugged away at us, full 45 minutes, second half, to get their goal, and at that point anything can happen if they get another one, and they nearly did. The back post towards the end of the game, then it's game on again, and football turns so quickly in blink of an eye. You can think you're in full control and you're cruising along in the game, and it changes. So lots of positives to take from today's game, but also learning curves for us as well in football.
What pleases you most about the game? Is it the press? Is it what we've done when we're out of possession? Is it the playing through the channels in the final third? What caught your eye?
There was a lot today, David, for me that I was really pleased about. A lot of individual things and a lot of team things as well. I think when we look at the bodies that we had to select today, we had to go and put a team together. I still felt we were really, really strong though, which is testament to the recruitment that we've done and testament to the players as well. I think getting Callum Hannah on the park, which I've been wanting to do for a number of weeks, was great for him. A boy that was sitting in the stands 2.5 months ago, now playing for his boyhood team in front of his home crowd. Brilliant. That's what we all want to see, and we love to see, and I thought he'd done really well. Getting Aidan Conley a full 90 minutes under his belt as well. We've all been crying out to get Aidan back, and we just had to wait a little bit longer than we hoped, but great to see him. Scott Brown puts in another fantastic performance at centre half. Again, shows that he'll go and do a job for us anywhere and leads by example. Adam Masson needed minutes, Scotty McGill needed minutes. I thought our front two were excellent. Some of Vonnie's touches on the ball today were excellent. You saw what a quality player he is, and Callum Smith, as always, I thought he was excellent again up front. He worked great through the roof.
I think it's been a couple of weeks since I've chatted with you on camera, and I think at that time we were talking about it was a kind of feast of selection that you had ahead of you, maybe about a famine today across a number of different reasons. Update is on training cancelled on Friday, bare bones, and a bit of bravery as well with some of the guys who might have still been carrying about the after effects.
Yeah, we out of nowhere really picked up a lot of sickness over the last 48 hours, so we had to basically close down yesterday the footballing side of it. It just wasn't worth it. If we picked up one more, we're probably not be able to field a team, and when you're working in the large groups that we are in close proximity of each other, it can spread like wildfire through the squad really, really quickly. And a couple of boys today even no energy, low. In an ideal world they wouldn't have been in and they wouldn't have been taking part, but we needed them, and again testament to their mentality and character that they wanted to play. When you've got guys like Ewan Murray and Ross Millen missing out through sickness, experience, good professionals, good players, and you know there's something serious going on. So we've managed to weather that. We've got through it. We'll need to really recover them this week and make sure they're ready for Arbroath. But on the positive side, hopefully that's our little sickness bug out the way, and we move on and get everybody back up and healthy.
Was it in your mind to start with McGill, with Aidan and with Adam today anyway? Yeah,
it's always tough. We're assessing the players all the time. We played Heartspeed during the week, and we again plenty of positives, but a few negatives in there as well. It's a really hard balancing act to get. You want to get through the next round. You're playing against a good side who've got nothing to lose, and they will come here expecting to win the game, and good experience and good quality as well. So we have to try and balance it up in terms of who we played and where we're playing them, because we're already a little bit makeshift at the back. I've got players in the squad like Scott McGill and Scott Brown who can play in, they're good footballers, they can play in any position. They'll give you everything. They'll make mistakes because they're not used to those positions and stuff. But when I just looked at our sort of five in front of our back lot, and I just seen so much quality still within the squad and within the players. So that was really, really pleasing. I felt with the way we play and with the balance that we have, we're always going to have to give something away. I just feel we're a more positive side and a better side when we're more attacking, and we let our good players go and play. So it was always my aim to try and get guys minutes on the park, but again it goes back to the fundamentals of being a professional footballer, working hard. Do you deserve them? You don't just throw boys in for the sake of it, but we did want to give guys minutes and experience.
Sickness bug tells part of the story, but actually even with the selection that you had today through the 90 minutes there, Dylan's picked up a knock, as has Sean Byrne. Any early indications to let supporters know?
Yeah, obviously Dylan went down, really sore one. Dylan gets a lot of kicks, he's getting double marked at times, and he's a player that teams want to get close to, because if you don't, they'll cause you a lot of problems, and he's handled that side of football really well. It must be really tough to be a player like that. I don't think sometimes people appreciate or realise what Dylan's got to go through every single week, and there'll be times where it doesn't quite work for him and frustration and all this stuff, but he's so tightly marked and closely marked because of his quality on the ball. I think the positive side is Dylan's walking unaided. It was a kick, it wasn't anything else in that. I mean, when you see a player go down like that, you're always fearing the worst, especially when Dylan takes so many knocks and bounces back up from them. So we're hopeful he'll be fine. We'll assess that over the next 48, 72 hours. Sean Byrne, I think, will be fine. He rolled his ankle, but Sean's again experienced. He takes kicks and bruises, and he's a wee bit more old school. He'll get through them. So I've not got too many worries on the pair of them at the moment. Again, we'll have to assess them over the week and assess our squad over the week in terms of sickness, but I expect us to be a bit more healthy and stronger next week. In
terms of the wider injury situation, I know that's going to be rocked with a kind of bug, and we'll pick that up midweek, but any indication any other squad members being available for next week?
Yeah, obviously Hammer missed out again today, just a wee groin tweak during the week there against Hearts. Very hopeful he'll be back for next week as well, which will help us. Ewan Murray again, as I said, sickness, Ross Millen sickness. I'm pretty sure they'll be fine and good to go for next Saturday's trip to Arbroath. Dylan Corr progressing really, really well. Ross Matthews done some great work this week as well, so we're hopeful to see him soon back on the park again. We can't rush Ross, we've waited this long, and we're prepared to wait a bit longer for him, because when he has played in pre-season, he was excellent. Really frustrating for Ross, frustrating for everybody, but we need to make sure we're giving him every opportunity. But progressing really well. Keith Watson the same. It's just be a bit longer than we imagined as well. But Keith's again, he's a warrior, and he's a bit more old school. We're hopeful we'll get him back really, really soon. And it's up to the players that we have fit. What we have, I've always said, I concentrate what we have rather than what we don't have. Players have adapted to the knocks that we've had in terms of the injuries really, really well.
You know that any interview after a cup game is just killing time till the interviewer says, what about the next round? So let's get that question done as we finish up. Anybody at Starks Park?
Yeah, pretty much. We're discussing that in there in the office after the game, and you look down and no shocks today so far in the cup. So it's a really competitive last eight, or it's going to be a really competitive last eight. We were just delighted to be in it again. We wanted to keep momentum going in terms of the bigger picture as well. Our home form's been excellent. I think we've lost 4 games at about 31, 32. And when you add in what we had to go through last year in terms of injuries, that's remarkable. Return on our home form in this season undefeated. We know every game here is difficult. Every game in this league and every cup game's really, really hard. But in terms of the next round, you're right what you say, Davey. Anybody at home is pretty much what we want. We just want to progress as far as we can. We're delighted to be in the round. We look forward to the draw, and we look forward to the next game.
We'll chat after that draw's made. Well done for being in.
Thank you. Cheers, Davey.